Welcome to the IAS Asset Mapping System. The purpose of this quick start guide is to show you a very brief overview of the primary functions. But before we get started, I want to show you that in this case I am using Mozilla Foxfire, but any browser including Safari, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, any browser, from time to time you are going to want to hit refresh, especially if you're working off of a desktop shortcut. You don't have to do it every time, but if you haven't logged in for a while, or if you're logging in for the first time, be sure and hit refresh. This will ensure that you have the latest version of AssetMapper and the latest information from your own data as well. Okay, so we're going to start by logging in, and instantly you will notice that your map is blank. Most of our clients do have a default map that is blank, and you get to decide what to turn on and off. We've also designed our AssetMapper to fit easily on nearly any size computer screen, and all of our sliders can be easily closed and reopened at will. First thing I want to show you is how to move around on your map. If I hit my left mouse button, I can drag my map anywhere I like, and if I use my center scroller and I center my mouse, it will instantly scroll down to that location. If you don't have a scrolling mouse, you can use our convenient little slider right here. There are also keyboard options available if you're using it out in the field on a laptop that doesn't have a mouse. So the first thing we want to show you is to remind you that our browse function is the easiest way to turn things on and off, and all you do is click on it and open up your layers. All of our balloons are resizable and movable as well to meet your different size computer screens. Now you'll notice here that these are your layers. Now yours will be different. Every one of our clients is slightly different, and all you do is click on them and then select the layers you want to view, and they instantly become viewable. Next, we can roll our mouse over one of the assets and we get a little piece of information. These were customized based on your specifications. And if you want to turn labeling on, all you have to do is hit labels, and the premise is exactly the same. Let's turn on, for example, the class location labels, and there they are. The class location labels are there. You can delete these simply by hitting clear. You don't actually delete them, it just temporarily takes them off of the map. And if we go back to layers and we want to turn all of our layers on, we can simply hit select all. If you want all of your layers on except maybe one, it's easier to hit select all and then untick the one layer that you don't want visible. You can turn on and off layers at will, any combination that you like, and you can close the browse balloon and notice everything is still there. You can turn it back on to make additional changes. Closing it doesn't delete or erase any information. Leaves everything viewable how you have it set. Now I have zoomed in and turned all of my layers on, and I'm going to roll over this particular one, which is a blanket easement for a particular right-of-way, and I'm about to click on it in order to get the detailed information associated with it. Click on it, I'm going to get prompted for an active layer. You won't get this prompt if you only have one layer turned on, but if you have multiple layers turned on, the system wants to know what information balloon you want to appear. And in this case, I want my pipeline easements, so I'm simply going to click that. Now that my active layer is set, I'm going to click on the layer, and I instantly get my information balloon. All of the information balloons are separated into tabs, and these are the details that we have worked out with you and your company in advance. Amendments and renewals are usually in the center, and your documents are usually center right. You can open up a document simply by clicking on it, and now you have a PDF. If your company collects contact information, you can click on your contact and this is the area that you can change and add phone numbers, emails, and addresses to. This information is blank because it is mock data. Just remember that when you're looking at your information balloons, that right here at the top is telling you exactly which layer that you're looking at. Now let's say we want to move over to another layer. Right now we're looking at a pipeline easement, and we want to instead, let's go look at the surface owners that might be above this particular blanket easement. All we do is click on it, and you can see they are highlighted in blue. You can also see that down below here in our results panel, and I'm scrolling or moving my mouse over them, and they're highlighting on the map in yellow. I can stop and click on one of these, and I instantly have my information balloon. We did not have to go back to our active layer and switch it. Another way to do it, of course, is to click active layer and switch and then click on the map. But if you're linking from within the balloons themselves, you can constantly go back and forth between them. See how easy that is? Let's look at the pipelines, and now let's look at the surface owners again in relation to that line. Anytime you have something selected on the map, it turns blue outlined, and if you want to clear your blue outlines for any reason, you can simply hit clear. Will not delete or remove any information. Next, let's go ahead and hit reset map. Reset map is how you can get yourself completely back to where you were when you first logged on, and in this case we have deleted or taken off all of these check marks in our browse function. We haven't actually deleted any information, we've just changed it so that it wasn't viewable. Now let's look at some of the searching features. We have a quick search right up here, and this works very similarly to a smartphone's search capabilities. So the idea is that it's better to put less information than more information. So if I wanted smithing 10 or something, just putting Smith is probably wiser than overspelling the name. Less letters will yield better results. And you hit search, and you instantly see down here in our results panel, which are also movable and resizable, that we have a pipeline that has the name Smith in it, King Smith, and we have several surface owners. In this case, the mock data, I use the name Smith quite frequently, and all you have to do is click on one of them and bring up the information balloon. Now let's look at another search. Probably the most commonly used one is the simple search. This enables you to search for one particular attribute field for one particular asset. So let's take a look at right-of-ways, and let's move down to pipeline easements. And these are all of the attributes fields that are associated with my GIS data. So let's say I want to find expiration date. I click here, and I only have 2 different expiration dates that I've used in this mock data, and all I have to do is click on it and hit search. Instantly, again, I have my results highlighted with our selection tool in blue, and I roll over the results panel and they highlight in yellow, and you click on one and you get to see it. Now remember, we're looking for a date of expiration for 2015. So if you see something like this, this is an indication that somewhere in this pipeline easement there is an expiration date of 2015, which in most cases means that it's probably in a renewal, and yes, it's in a renewal. All of the tabs prior to amendments and renewals are from the original right-of-way document. If there's been an amendment, then the amendment will state what the amendment is. If there's been a renewal, the renewal will explain what's changed as well. But the original tabs represent the information that's in the original right-of-way easement document. Next, I'd like to show you our reports feature. Every client has sat with us and told us what reports that they want to see most frequently. You can download to Excel or export to PDF. And when you export to PDF, you instantly get a PDF document. This PDF document is not static, meaning that each time you run it, it will search the data. So let's say, for example, I've updated the data 5 minutes ago and then run this report. This report will have the new information in it. If you ever need help with any of our buttons, or you're looking for how to do something, all you have to do is click the Map Assist, and we have videos for every single button and all of our main features in our Map Assist. Printing and sharing are obviously two very important things that our users like, and just want to point out that in our print function, if there's a little pencil that says edit, you can edit that item. Let's start by hitting Show Print Area. This is like your print preview, and in this case we are looking at exactly how it's going to print, and if we don't like this, we want to maybe zoom in a little bit farther, then we can simply reposition our map and hit our print preview, and that's how it's going to print. So this lets you kind of set that up before you move any further on the printing. And then of course you're going to pick your size and portrait or landscape, and you're going to hit print. This instantly brings up a PDF document. It does not go straight to a printer. And then the PDF document in itself can be printed or forwarded in an email. And I'd like you to notice that this is a pre-configured layout, and you can turn any of these items on and off outside of the mapped area that you wish. This is also very customizable for every one of our clients, so if you find yourself in need of a different layout, please let us know and we're happy to adjust your layout accordingly. There may be times when you simply don't want to use the print layout, and that's fine. Perhaps all you want to print is this right here, this little image, and you do that by hitting Export, and this makes it easier to share as a JPEG, PNG, or PDF. And this is great for inserting into reports, a lot of regulatory reports, for example, request a map, putting into an email or any Word document that you might need. In this quick start, I'm not going to go into the details in our advanced tools because there's a video for each and every one, but I will tell you that our Select Tools option is used if you want to select multiple items. Measure Tools is obviously for measuring. Buffer is for measuring around one item or a group of items. Markup Tools is for when you want to add information to the map, and you should also know that anything you add to the map will show up when you print, but will not be saved from session to session. So each time you log on, you have you have a fresh, clean map with your original information on there. Your bookmarks will save from session to session, so if there's a particular extent that you want, I encourage you to use your bookmarks. And all of these features are completely customizable to meet your needs. So just let us know if there's a tool that you want to add, or if there's an aspect of one of these tools that you would like slightly altered for the needs of your company. Just let us know. We're more than happy to do that for you. And the last thing I want to show you is that RRC layers can be turned on and off quite easily as well. Those are my pipelines, and these are my wells. And this is a great little feature. Again, if you click on them and make sure that our active layer matches what we're clicking on, then you can see the information that RRC provides with those layers. We can add other layers aside from RRC. Again, very customizable. And for those of you who need the topos, all you have to do is change your slider. Of course, this is a rather flat area, and as we zoom out we can see the elevation of a standard topo. Aerials are accessible as well, and none is for when you simply don't want any background whatsoever. And finally, our transparency layer allows you to make the items on your map translucent so that you can see what's happening underneath them. So this is our AssetMapper, and remember that all you have to do is hit reset if you want to go back to your original default settings. Thank you for joining us, and thank you and welcome aboard.